What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. This is Big Money Mindset. Pleased to bring you another video here today. And in today's video, we're going to continue to talk about the most talked about stock on YouTube. That is NIO. We're going to be taking a look at some articles. I'm going to be showing you guys my portfolio and the call options I've been buying. I'm going to be 100% transparent with you. We're going to see the profit and gains. We're going to take a look at the ups and downs, take a look at the chart for a second. And I want to say congratulations to everyone that signed up for the Patreon. The link is in the description. We have had people making tons and tons of money. I'm going to show you guys some updates that I put in Patreon. We just sold off a bunch of calls. We got people re-entering. Today on the big sell-off, I put out some options. Perfect timing. Right around the bottom. I just want to show you guys how much dedication I am putting into the Patreon. Wow. So let's get into the video. There's a lot to talk about. Here we go. NIO has earnings coming out and a big whale short at the stock 2 business days prior to the release. Nothing new in this type of market. People got fearful and sold off. Many of the recent investors did sell for a loss. My Patreon was loading up on calls 2 months ago in the $20 range. People have been selling for 600, 700% gains. It's absolutely insane. This pullback brought my calls back down to the 500% range or something like that. I just sold a couple calls the other day for a 700% gain, and I plan on selling more in the next couple of weeks. A lot of YouTubers love to talk about gains and profits, but they don't want to show you any call options that they're buying and what their portfolio looks like on the regular. I'm going to show you all my options I still have and what the profits are looking like in my Robinhood portfolio, and we can see the power of call options when you buy super early before these stocks run. We will also take a look at the NIO charts, and we'll also take a look at the big sell-off coming from one of the big whales, Citron or Citron, and we'll just take a look at the article that they put out and the reason why the big sell-off this Friday. You should be seeing this video on Saturday, so it should have happened a day prior. All right, we can see right here on my Robinhood portfolio, on September 10th is when I put the notification out on my Patreon for people to get in and start buying NIO because I saw that the stock was flatlining right around that $20 range. So we can see we purchased the $22 calls for January 15th. So we had a lot of cushion. These were like 4-month plus calls. And the thing is, when you have cushion like this, you don't have to worry about these big sell-offs coming from these big whales. You know, you just let time go by and the stock's going to make its way back up if the stock is performing well. And these options, look at this, guys. These are in high demand even at these price range. We can see I bought them around $3.50. I'm selling these things for $27, you know, like 2 days ago. I was about to sell on Friday for around $30 plus per option. It just, the stock sold off before, you know, I recognized the big article that came out. So we can see that right now, these call options are up, you know, about 568%. But I want you to understand, when this stock was at that $50 range, that was right where I was selling. These were up nearly 800%. I mean, they were going for almost $30 a pop Friday morning. So there has been a sell-off because, as you can see, you know, $30 call is costing about $3,000 a pop, and now they're at about 23, so $2,300 a pop. So I only put in about $2,000 in options. I've already sold for $5,000 off of 2 options, so this is basically just house money right now, and these have a lot more room to run because this stock has already experienced, you know, that $50 price range for a little bit. So I do expect to be hitting that very soon, but as you can see, I didn't even put that much money in these calls, guys. We're up 568% after a sell-off. You're seeing these options after a $14 sell-off. I promise you these were 850% plus earlier Friday. So I just want you guys to see how powerful options are when you're entering at an early stage. And I'm going to be putting out multiple options this Sunday as well, you know, with all the companies that we're going to be going over, you know, for 2021. So As you can see, it's absolutely insane. If I give this a little more time, these can be getting back into the $15,000 plus range after already making $5,000 in profit. So options are some serious rocket fuel when you know how to time them correctly. So we can see that the open interest on these that are people that still have outstanding options is around 5,000 plus. And we can see that the volume being traded with these options is over 300. So these are in high demand. People are still buying these even at the $3,000 plus range. People want NIO options early because they want to buy these, they want to exercise these calls, in these $20 and $15 ranges. That's pretty much why people will spend that super high premium, is to exercise these calls, for the long term. So these are in high demand. And I'm going to show you guys in my Patreon, what type of stuff we're doing in my Patreon. We can see, I was putting out a couple of days ago, NIO is at 47. Feel free to sell half of your January calls. A lot of people sold. Everyone was selling for 600% gains. We can just take a look at some of my Patreon members just sold for a 675% gain. That's absolutely insane. Just sold for 668% gain. People are making a crap ton of money on NIO. And this pullback gives you perfect timing, to enter calls, for the mid-2021. I'm telling you, this pullback, was very unnecessary. It was a market manipulation, and it coming out, 2 days prior to an earnings call. It just takes a look at the greed that these big whales had, and a lot of people did sell for a big loss that just entered with a lot of the FOMO this past week. And we can take a quick look at that article. Citron pulls plug on NIO, says valuation can never be justified. This scared a ton of people. I was not scared. I was pretty upset with the major pullback. But as you can see, they're talking about a competition with the Tesla Y model coming out. The ES6 hatchback under pressure. Anyone buying NIO stock now is just buying a 3-letter terminology. Price target of 25. Just a lot of market manipulation coming from a group with a lot of power inside of the market. And, they're making a killing on puts right now. They're going to also be planning on re-entering stocks for the come up. So this is just what the rich can do. They can manipulate the market, and newer investors are going to get nailed. And I'm going to show you guys another post I put inside my Patreon just to show you guys how up to date I am on these stocks. And I want you guys to know I timed this pretty solid today. A lot of people who are going crazy, Kyle, give me some call options. Give me some call options, and I did my best to time it as perfect as I could. And I'm going to show you guys right here, what type of stuff I'm doing. Right here, you can see in my Patreon, I put out a notification for everyone. Seems like the NIO bottom today will close around 42, 43. So yeah, it was $1 or $2 off. But people were able to enter some calls. And like I said, I put out calls for people. I do safe, moderate, riskier, just so people have, some updates on different types of calls to enter for their valuation of money that they want to get into. So I do put out multiple calls for people, higher level calls, risky, moderate, safe, longer term. So I give different types of calls to enter. I don't just put out one call, that some people may not be able to afford. I try to put out as many as I can. And as we can see, we'll take a look back at NIO and just take a look at the stock. So we can see that NIO, has been hovering around that $40 range, all week, right around 40, 41. And it did make an insane gain Friday morning to that $54 range, which I do consider that overvalued. But I was not expecting the pullback all the way to that $41 range. You got to understand, there was bears tearing it up in these forums. This is going to 20, this is going to 30, and it was looking ugly. But NIO showed really good resistance coming back to that $43, $44 range. This stock is tough. As we can see, even that article, you know, this thing did not sell off until the 30s. It did hit 41 right here, you can see, but this thing did make a way and bounce back into that $44 range. You know, I was planning on unloading some more calls at $55. It just happened to, it missed it, you know, by $1. You know, I was going to sell some more calls, and I'm not really worried if this hovers around $30, $40 for the next couple of weeks. I can exercise my calls for the long term if I want in that $22 range, but I do see this stock bouncing back, and I will give you guys some price targets that I expect to happen in the next 2.5 months, you know, especially around these earnings and these November and December sales, as well as NIO Day. This stock could potentially hit that $65 plus range. This is possible even in the short term with the next 2.5 months. So we can see this stock hitting $65 plus, but I assure you by the end of next year, you know, 2021 December, this stock is going to be triple digits, okay? So you can be getting in, you know, just regular stock, planning for the long term, or you can be entering, you know, multiple months call options. You know, I did put out some call options earlier today for March because these things are priced pretty high, and that was, you know, the best value that I'm seeing. So I'm going to let you guys know I'm putting out call options every Sunday. I refresh all the companies. You're going to be getting fresh new call options every Sunday because I like to do the calls when I can sit down and look when the market comes to a standstill. Sorry for the connection today. My Wi-Fi has been doing pretty terrible. But as well as other companies that I plan on entering very soon, these companies right here will be, I'm going to just show you guys, this is the companies that I want you to be doing your due diligence on, because these are the ones that I can see doubling by sometime next year, okay? That is going to be NIO, Palantir, Workhorse, Plug, IPOB, Upwork, Rocket Mortgage, okay? These are going to be the companies that we're focusing on in my Patreon group for the next 12 months plus. These are going to be some of the options we're going to be entering after I exit NIO in the next month or so. So right now, I just want you guys to understand, I don't day trade. I don't enter 10, 20 calls, 10, 20 companies. I played like 3 call option companies this year, and I just want you to understand, I told people to wait and be patient. Some people didn't wait on me. I said, you're going to hit a home run option call. Just give me time. People have hit the home run out of the park. People have put in more money than me. Some people way more money than me. I've seen people making $50,000, $60,000 plus in call options just off of one company, this NIO stock. So this has been a home run 5x, 8x play already. I was up 800% earlier today. Going to be waiting for this stock to make its way back into the 50s. So there's a lot of good things coming for NIO. I want you to do your due diligence. Understand they just hit another record last month with 5,000 vehicles. And I expect by the end of next year, in the next 2 months, this stock could potentially be hitting that 6,000, 6,500 plus category. I'm telling you, NIO knows the world is watching. They're going to be going overtime. They are going to be marketing more. They're going to be selling more vehicles. The valuation is going to be growing very rapidly. So stay tuned. You need to enter now. This was a nasty pullback. This is a great time. I'm going to be putting out amazing call options for you guys for the next couple of months. Take a look at the Patreon. We have a lot of people in there making a killing off NIO. So once again, I want to say thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel. I'm going to be posting more updates on NIO as we get closer to earnings. And I just want you guys to understand this is an amazing opportunity to get in. I hope you guys learned a lot about, you know, call options, getting in early, the type of updates I'm doing, you know, because a lot of people are always asking questions about the Patreon. And just understand, I'm on my game in the Patreon. I'm doing it full time. And a lot of people are having a lot of success and learning a lot very quickly for information that you can use and for the future on your own. So once again, I want to say thank you. I'm going to be doing more updates, and you guys have a great day.
Bye.